The most swish intro I think you've ever done, guys. Well done. Loving it. The desk was certainly on fire today, rocking the analyst right up until the very end with all the hot information that we need to kind of power through these casts and bring you guys exactly what's going on in the moment, as well as behind the scenes, much like the guys do on the desk, of course, as well. So we appreciate all your hard work, guys. Keep it up as we roll now into our pistol round. Now, talking about what they said, kind of infusing it into this pistol round, both sides had some very different opinions. Both were talking about how this first map pretty much is the crucial link. Jay, the crucial link of the series, a pistol round, kind of a big part of that. So, why don't you do me a favor? Pistol round away.
It's going to be the A site hit coming in from Sensei. Two players out towards underpart, trying to see if they can split their way on through, and it will be Joksic, first man in to take that first pick. Tech9 Raid Boss on Flea, we'll spot him out eventually, tag him down. They've got the lone man without the armor on their side, and Lenti's going to come around the back, taking one backstab onto Mustang. They have got the man advantage for the Binary Dragons on a 3 versus 2 situation. Bomb's been planted, however. Sensei have a good afterplant, and Nino's down 12 HP. This could be very doable for Sensei, especially if Flea is hitting his shots like that. Lenti also goes down, so now it's all Emmy. Last man alive, 1v2, spots out the first, knows where the second is. We'll try to go challenging out towards middle, try and take down Flea. He's got a defuse kit, but he's got no armor. He's got to find his headshot. He's got to find it quickly, and it needs to be the quickest kill on earth. He spots him out, no smoke, just a flashbang to try keep Bondito at bay for a few more seconds, but Bondito will come through and take down that last kill for the first round, the pistol round on the board for Sensei.
Strange with Sensei because they make it work. One round up on the board, looking to now barge in with some UMPs, plenty of firepower, and most importantly, the money makers. Second, looking to really keep it nice and clean. Oh, I think that's going to be another really point to kind of harp on about throughout this first map, as economy is going to be a real big thing, and it's been an interesting one to kind of follow the tendencies of a lot of these teams in the AJ Masters, what they lean for, whether they instantaneously go for the force up in the second round, for example, do they just go for light pistols? A lot of questions, but one thing we do tend to see is some crazy shots, and a 1D down mid with a 5-7 in ramp. Hey, you know what? I think that lives up to the hype. Nino takes down Bonito, of course. This does pit them in a 5 versus 3 with Mustang and Barcode and Flea, the last players left remaining. Mustang does find one with a bit of a longer range shot on towards Nino to make it a little bit harder. But even then, you have to kind of take into account that this A site still is being held quite nicely by the CT side. Barco does get a nice little flick on towards letting to secure a bomb plant, forcing the CT side into a retake. However, again, it kind of kicks us back into gear of this is still doable, but as time continues to roll on through, it gets harder and harder, as normality seems to be able to restore itself.
Hunter, last man alive, 1 versus 3. Sensei took a little bit of a while to get themselves into positions, and I guess with Binary Dragons, the hand didn't really play out as well as they probably would have wanted it to. They started off well, taking themselves 2 first picks and getting themselves a rifle in the exchange, but the whole thing just kind of fell apart after Sensei finally put their aggression into effect and managed to turn it back. So 3 players stay alive, good stuff from them. There was a bit of a slow push on towards the A site from this T side, and with Binary Dragons pushing in towards that jungle area, I felt like they probably could have used that information and relayed it to the player in the firebox to hopefully do something with that. Of course, he was down to 10 HP, so it wasn't much that he could have done. So again, back to the bad hand being dealt towards the Binary Dragons. But slow start for them. It's going to be an eco, of course. And I predict that probably they're going to be able to bring this fight back into it during the rifle round. Although, as I say that, they're always going to start bringing the thunder. USPs trade to a 2-for-1, 4 versus 3 favor of Binary Dragons. Bandito finally comes back to a quick double, almost turning it into a triple kill. It's going to be 3 versus 2. Binary Dragons at the disadvantage, although Bandito's down to 15 HP, so Nano can really get this kill right there, and he does take him down. Bomb's been dropped. They have the info, but there's a backstab, of course, being closed in by Flash. But Nino still going to take that kill, and as Lenti peeks out as well, Flash going to get himself a double kill. Still a close round from Binary Dragons, doing a lot with very, very little. Going to do some damage to the Sensei economy. As the buy does come through, this could be reset potential for both sides.
Honestly, I'm more frustrated with them than anything else on the CT side, because I had this great question lined up. I had it all planned out in my head, and I was like, you know, can we talk about Binary Dragons and their ability to chime in around here and kind of talk about how almost the joke on the desk, you know, making all these close scorelines up, and then it just doesn't seem to be all that way. And then they do that, and I'm like, well, now I can't ask if you feel like this game is going to be a stomp, because it's pretty obvious, I think, Binary Dragons are keeping it close, because they're tapping them away with USPs. So they've ruined my question. They've ruined everything. But don't worry, we'll make it work, guys. We'll carry on forward. We appreciate it, Binary Dragons. But as expected, and as I kind of hinted at, I do expect them to get this round on the CT side. And you can kind of already see that take hold with HNT and Nino both combining with this rifle. A bit more aggression to be sprinkled in. And just another as they eke it through ramp. For a trade does begin to finally come through. Bonito open it with a nice little double kill, in fact, to at least take control of this site as the bomb is going to tick away. This I'd have to begin to up the ante on this retake now as they are playing around triple stack. Barcode, of course, in a very tough spot here as it's very much one and done. As the Emperor and S will push on through, deliver himself a nice swift blow to the head. This isn't political support. The fuse for the CT side to find.
And there it is, Binary Dragons. Easy lockout, easy start for them, and you know it was a two men going down for the CT side, but regardless, it's still going to be around on their board. And now Sensei, with a little bit less economy than I probably would have been hoping for, are going to have to force buy into this one. They will get dropping rifles, but they're going to have very limited amounts of utility. Three flashbangs and 3 smokes, alongside 1 Molotov to be working with for the Sensei side. Not a whole lot of great execution potential on their side, and as well as that, Lenti is taking down some very nice headshots with the middle aggression. There's actually quite a lot of middle aggression coming in from Binary Dragons. 2 players in that connector area, as well as that. Well, there was just 1 peek coming in from short as well. So Sensei are going to have the information at least. They'll take down Lenti, but I don't think they realize the second person in that connector area. And eventually, he will come into play. Nino's going to take that back to a 3-on-3 situation. Flash doing some good work with a double kill. And now the AWP is going to be out to play. Joxic gets himself his first on the board so far in this round. And he's going to go peeking on through with the aggression. He's going to pay for it, however. As Sensei now trade things back to a 2 versus 2. Bomb gets picked up. Bodito is on the side. The bomb should go down on B site as well. It should be a retake inbound for Binary Dragons. But I have faith that they'll be able to do this. You know, I have faith that they'll be able to pick this one together. You know, I think that this is going to be a Binary Dragons victory. I think if Sensei want to have a chance in this series, they need to win this map. They need to take it. If it goes 3 maps, I feel like it's going to be towards Binary Dragons' side. So, Joxic, first man in. Nina's also coming in from short as well. Retakes on. Diffuse kit on 1. Just got to watch out where they go. Nino first peek. Mustang trying to take that first tap. He isn't going to find it. And now Joxic is going to enable him to get himself on towards side. Bandito finally sprays away. Takes down Nino. But now it's all down to the AWP player. He hasn't got enough time. The diffuse kit is down towards short. And Sensei will get off clean in this one. 4-1 favor of the 2 sides so far. As the AWP does get saved into the next round.
And I can't help but feel like you've been listening to a bit too much of the Monkeys right now, so you seem to be a bit of a believer. Trace a doubt in your mind that you just think Binary Dragons are going to be able to take this victory. One of the boarding comparison Sensei's 4, they are at a bit of a disadvantage, both in terms of spots, as well as in just kind of, I mean, well, at the same time, you got to start somewhere, right? And perhaps I can at least acknowledge your belief. Still hoping you got that reference, honestly, but I don't think you did.
I don't.
Few rifle shots here and there. Oh, it's such a classic song. That's like the great 1960s, 1970s. Like, oh, I'm disappointed, honestly. We need to up your game. We need to go listen to that. Like, after this cast, that's your homework. Go listen to the song. It's a great song. Bodito, Nino, both will trade. They've listened to the song. Binary Dragons, they believe. They don't back down. As they then walk away and save. Luck's not on my side today, is it? How do you not know that song? You know, like,
I'm pretty sure my mind just went to sleep or something. I don't know. Like,
I feel like
I don't remember a lot of things. That's the problem. Flakes. Hunter, last man alive, 1 versus 3 situation. AWP on his side, trying to save, as you called it. We'll take down Bodito, so there's that much going for him. Damage onto the Sensei side, so he can take down a second. He will be able to land a flick onto Fleeb, so that's not that bad for him. 3k so far. Has the information onto where Flash is. Scopes in, goes for his 4th pick. Will he be able to find it? Fleeb goes in through, and yes, the AWP quick scope does land. So Hunter walking away with a 4k towards the end of that round. That's serious damage done to the Sensei economy. And again, Binary Dragons are working off this damage right here. They just need to roll it on through to a round victory and a round reset. Economy reset for the Sensei side. They will force buy, see if they can force the issue in this next round. 5-7 CZs, UMPs, and AWP for Joxic. In this case will be the CT setup. Against Sensei, it's full AKs. Limited utility still, of course. That's the damage done to the economy and what it does when Binary Dragons come so close. But they're going to try for an execution anyway. They have enough utility to make this work, I think.
Adria being nice and careful in the way he wants to deal with this smoke, of course, just toying with the idea that it will eventually fade out, and that'll be when he decides to strike. Barcode is going to get pushed on down, but decides, you know what, I'm just going to keep going for the spray. I'm a man of committal, refusing to back down. And he gets the reward back of that by finding that pick. A nice little trade does come in, the 5-7s, making sweet work of Fleef and Bodito, but trades yet again will come back to haunt them, a bomb to go down. A 3 versus 3 to be fought, and a good situation for the T side to be in.
Only Mustang now to try and defend the after plant. 1v3 situation. He's going to peek out, taking the first. And also spots out Joxic, takes him down as well. Now it's just a CZ on Emmy. Is he really going to make this triple kill work? 15 HP. I do not believe it. Is actually going to make it work in 1 versus 3. Yes, he can. Yes, he will. Saves an AWP, and off the back of what seemed to be the most unlikely situation, will win it out for his side. But once again, it is a close round that Binary Dragons do some serious damage to the Sensei side. They haven't been able to stabilize this economy. It's been 7 rounds. It's been, this is round number 8 now. 3 rounds in a row for Sensei. Unable to get themselves on the board with a decent economy buy up now. Going to go with 2 UMPs and 2 AKs in the rebuy. Still a lot of work for these guys to do. Still a lot of flaws to iron out. But either way, it's still taking the lead against the Binary Dragons side. And there's going to be Nino getting himself 1 pick back, 2 trades coming in for Sensei. But they will clean things up pretty solidly against Binary Dragons this time.
It's looking pretty good for Sensei right now, it has to be said, no matter how much faith you do have. But there has to come a point in time where you do kind of just reflect upon the round and go, okay, hold on, it's going to be 1-7. Is it really as clear cut? Really as close as people think this is going to be? Because again, it just doesn't quite feel it. Sensei have managed to consistently be able to accelerate away on their T side. They've won the right rounds they've needed to make sure that Binary Dragons' economy has been really impacted and hurt. And what we mean by that is just winning it in the 4th and then the instantaneous reset. Even if Sensei win this one and then proceed to lose the next, still it's just that kind of great little impact on the economy because it maximizes what they gain and what their opponents lose.
7 rounds on the board so far for Sensei. It's still something that Binary Dragons are getting wrong in this case. I just don't see what they're managing to... honestly, I don't see what they're getting wrong here. And Sensei, you know, again, we were talking about how if this probably goes to a 3rd map, then Binary Dragons are going to win this. So for this T-set to get started like this, it is a great start for Sensei, and a tactical pause will be called from the Binary Dragon side, which makes sense, you know. At this point, it makes sense. You know, this should be a map that they win. This should be a map where they are able to... where they are able to dominate the Sensei side on. This should be a clean series for them, but it's not. It's 7-1. It's favor to this T side that honestly very few people had faith in. Even myself, I thought it was going to be an easy Binary Dragon series. So eco round coming to B. Small buy from Hunter. Nino's going to get himself the P250 in armor. 5-7 for Hunter as well. USPs, Deagles out. Upgraded pistols at best. Other against the rifle bar, this should be a round for the Sensei side once again. And the best Binary Dragons are looking to put some damage on the board, if not come up with some ridiculous pistol play and shut down the Sensei side. B looks to be the hit. Bombs on its way on Mustang's back. Here we go, flashes on through, and they will execute onto B.
Hot shots to be taken. Nothing really going to lead to anything, though. It seems to be just a pretty much clean sweeping coming in on this B side right now. The distance to be closed. Binary Dragon searching for any sort of gap closer. Apply just a bit of a slapdash fix. This is not quite happening. At least one to be clawed through by HNT, but too little too late, I say. As that 7-1, it is going to double down and go up to 8 at this point. And this side are looking bleak and bleak as the seconds go. Barcode, another headshot for him, punishing Letton. At this point, even Kevlar has a win-win for Nino. I think I look at this and go, I think Binary Dragons just need to do more in these rounds before they have to get in a retake situation. They're always retaking up against 4 or 5 players. That's always going to be tough, but it shouldn't be a consistent thing that's what happens. They need to just be more aggressive, more on the forefront of play at the start of these rounds. Be willing to be the team in control, the decisive ones. Even on the CT side, it doesn't mean you can't play. To take things away from your opposition, so to speak, in terms of map control and the like. Instead, it feels like right now they're playing very, very passive, and they're just allowing Sensei to execute into them, and then just hoping on the fact that their anchors can hit enough shots to get some frags during the push to make it an easy enough retake. But that's just not quite happening, because Sensei's executes are well thought out, well planned. The flashes are coming in from their teammates, and it does deny those refrags at all.
Here we go, another execution on the cards for this T side. Fleeve gets in, gets himself 2 kills immediately. Like you say, they're on point, they're so well placed. And now Lenti and Gar have to hit up the retake, and these retakes have not been strong from Binary Dragons. They will get one, but Mustang chimes back onto Emmy, and Lenti will get himself the double kill. 3 players left to find a 3 versus 2. favors the Sensei side. They've got the bomb plant, and Binary Dragons might look to consider falling out here. Lenti's already gone. Joxic is still peeking on through, looking for one AWP shot, but once again, it's just not gone to their favor. The execution was just so on point, and Fleeve got himself that 2K opener because it wasn't able. I mean, you don't expect T players to be able to connect shots like that. You don't expect them to be able to take a first face and peek onto the second, who's all the way, one from CT and then one all the way back towards jungle. You just don't see that coming. So for Binary Dragons, they're getting caught off guard at some of the worst possible moments. It means that now they will have to save. Lenti got himself a 3K. All in all, an exit frag onto one more player moving around towards the T-spawn area. But yeah, these rounds are just going all Sensei. They're just so methodically perfect in this case. And this is the start they really need to really avoid elimination here in the group stage. 9-1 is the scoreline for Sensei. And Binary Dragons will try and buy up once again, a force buy, try to keep themselves in contention for at least 3 rounds at this point. And it will be Joxic that starts things off nicely, takes down Mustang. Second flick onto Flash, and that's a great start so far. Third flick onto Fleeve, he's going ham finally. Badito comes through, takes him out. It's a 2 versus 3. Barco going to see if he can get control of the bomb. Spots out Nino, has managed to land the one tap right there, but manages to land the wallbanger spray anyway. And now the retake is once again on for Binary Dragons, a 2 versus 2. They've lost this before, but can they win it? This time it will be Hunter taking down one. Good grenade to tag up Barco, but it doesn't quite land on point. Now they will just lock out the crossfire from jungle and connect it to ensure he doesn't manage to do anything here, although he will still go peeking, he'll still go challenging, he'll still try to see if he can take these 1-2 picks and get a bomb plant here. He's going to go back to his default, plant it down, and force the retake from the CT side.
Imagine for a second if the CT side can't drop to the site and just get themselves a singular pick. Just imagine how a player like Joxic is going to be feeling after getting a triple kill. One of the first times we've really seen him do his job. T looking like he's got the timing, but a big whiff comes out. Eventually, the second attempt will connect on through. He will get the defuse, most importantly, the round. And Joxic is going to feel like he was very close to the wire, but he did make that round-winning play. The triple kill always going to be so crucial there. Problem is that all it does is prove the point of the way the CT side are playing. That they need those picks when the push comes in, otherwise they can drop the rounds. Without that, we've already seen how the scoreline has got this far up. Are we going to see just Joxic now kind of play this hard carry? Is he just put on the backpack and now it's just time to go? What happens if Sensei push just a different site? What if they just try and consistently try and barrage on towards B, which really would be no surprise considering they just got wrecked by an AWP.
Indeed, it looks like to be that that's going to be the setup for them. One player holding out towards middle Mustang, trying to see if he can get some presence on towards Lenti and push him out to a pretty more passive position. But meanwhile, Hunter's going ham. 3 kills for him. And the Sensei push gets shut down again this time with a triple kill from another key player in this Binary Dragons lineup. Barcode's the last man of that force standing. Bomb's been dropped. CTs have rotated, looking out for their last player. They only know that Mustang's up there. Barcode is somewhere out in the wild. Oh, sorry, Mustang is somewhere out in the wild at this point. All they need to do is just lock out the bomb, make sure they aren't able to get it planted. Mustang goes down. Barcode last man. Out towards underpass. Our Binary Dragons have secured themselves a third. A beautifully done third. And once again, it's down to that triple kill play from a Hunter, who just sprayed them all down. Just walked in towards that apps area and just sprayed away. I think he got a collateral headshot from one of his bullets from his M4. But either way, it's still a triple kill nonetheless. A triple kill that essentially shut down Sensei's chances of having anything in this round. So 30 seconds to go. Barcode in apps. Going to opt to save his AK more than anything else, because taking a look at the Sensei economy, I think he's going to need it. Everyone else needs to reinvest, but actually no, he will go challenging, and Joxic will chime in with his kill in the round. 3-9, favor of Sensei still, but Binary Dragons really showing up in the last 2.
Impact rounds is what has to be said, right? Getting the last 2 on the board. Still 9-3, and I think the thing here is you have to remind yourself, you have to have a bit of reality check that we have seen teams do this, especially within this league. We've seen teams at a 9-2, a 9-1 half, walk away with a 9-6 half, like nothing happened, like it was all okay. Well, I don't write it off for Binary Dragons, but there's just still a little bit more concern for me here, which is like, surely there does to come a point where they do get reset, where they do get forced back by Sensei, who have been playing pretty damn well this entire half. But maybe at the same time, once their play was recognized, once we finally saw Binary Dragons adapt, that's when Sensei proved they couldn't adapt. Lots of questions basically right now are kind of thrown up in the air, and Really, the answer we will get is from time, just watching how this half unfolds.
And we still have 2 more rounds to go. Sensei going to put a lot of faith in this next one. AWP 4 AKs out for these guys, and a force fight will be on the cards if they do end up losing this round for the last round of the half. So mid control going to be gathered once again by Flash, and Sensei going to set up for an A execution. I think this is a very smart play. They've made this work 1,000 times before. Looking for one more time. Meanwhile, Joxic with the AWP will take down the B-side player. And now here comes the raining hell on the site. Smokes, flashbangs, the works. All of it in. They'll exhaust their entire utility pool on the Sensei side. But they're going to get held back once again. They're not going to move in towards this this ramp area. And as a result, Neon's going to find a small gap in the smoke, see if he can abuse it. But no, Mustang and Fleeve chime through with 2 nice kills. A 4-on-3 situation favors Sensei. Hunter's got a spray down the bomb partner. He will be able to do so. Connects the second through the flashbang as well. Lenti comes in with 1 kill of his own. And now it's all Mustang 1 versus 3 situation for Sensei. This is a very undoable round for him because Binary Dragons have dropped the bomb. They know exactly where it is, and they will set up the death triangle to ensure that Mustang can't do anything from his position. We'll be able to break it, at least taking the first and the second. Connects, spray onto the third. No! Lenti with a double kill of his own will shut down the quadra kill, and it will be 5-9. Favor of Sensei so far.
Better and better. Sensei looking like they're starting to risk away at the potential deafening half that they could have stole away in the bag, but instead now it looks like risk has really prevailed. By Dragons, they are reaping all of the rewards, sowing the seeds of success going into this matchup now as at 5-9. Already a much better half for a C2 side to end with going into the 16th round. Like to take place in towards mid. HNT trying to see if he can forge even more with this temporary one. S as a frag grenade as well is going to follow on down, just trying to consistently limit the damage that they take and kind of turn the tables on this T side and apply as much as they physically can for little to no cost. Fortunately, it doesn't quite work out. They haven't really done too much as yet. C side, in fact, all they have really done is walk out on towards the B site, get themselves a pick where they do go 1-for-1 with the Tech 9 to flank him from short to deal with HNT, who is tucked into a nice cheeky corner. But then you've got an AWP like Nino and Joxic, who both are just railing down hell from market. Consistent shots over and over again, denying any sort of peaks that will come in from Sensei. They refuse to walk into these scopes anymore. They are scared. That bomb is dropped, trapped in a position that is unretakeable. Flash is now left in a corner, all alone, no one to turn to, idling in mid.
Once again, Binary Dragons dropping that bomb, getting their priority straight to ensure Sensei can't really do anything from this position. Flash gonna have to try it at least. You know, it is the last round of the half, so 30 seconds, gotta move, gotta be quick, but even then, you know, just take a look at the angles being locked out. Lenti's got 1 angle to hold, and once he does, Flash is going to get taken down immediately. Peeks out, sprays away, and takes a headshot very nicely through the wall. 6-9. Good half from Sensei, but Binary Dragons, a slow start for them will eventually turn into a 5-round win streak for them against the Sensei side. So 6-9 isn't that bad of a scoreline for when you would consider all things, but it's going to be down to this T side. Is their T side strong, or is Sensei's CT just too much for Binary Dragons to handle? We're going to find out, of course, on his pistol round. Sensei took the pistol round in the first half. Can they do it again? If they do, then that would be very great for them to keep them in this series, because I think they are the underdogs going into this one. Binary Dragons, double flash smoke on Emmy. Everybody else has got themselves a bit of Kevlar. Diffuse kit and smoke on Flash LB. P2K's USP, standardized pistols, and Flash will actually go for that early peek. A bit of early aggression that was quite a bit risky considering he doesn't have head armor, but now he will realize exactly what the Binary Dragons play is, and that's going to be a play on towards the B site. Hunter takes that first face, takes that first kill. Bomb's going to go down immediately. Now Smokes out to try and defend against Mustang, who has just been tagged down to 89 HP. Will tap his way on through, but not going to find anything except for a little bit of tag damage that he doesn't even realize has been found here. And finally, Hunter with a drive-by will take him down. Joxic comes through. Hunter with his 3rd in the round, all on Badito. Last man alive, 1v5. Dino goes challenging, and not a single man died for the Binary Dragons side. A great pistol round, 7-9, favor of the CT Sensei.
The, what, a 5-round loss streak? They finally get 1 on the board. Trying to make something of it. Much better, but much rougher in the same regard. But keeping it going. Not a win streak, but yeah. Point stance. Getting it chaining together is what we're really hitting at there. The eagle towards top mid, that's ballsy from Sensei, just flat out, like, putting it the eagle on top mid like that. Lots of Deagles, in fact. What's your thoughts on Deagle strat? I've never really, like, I don't mind, like, one or two of them, taking a few of the ranged battles, but some of the fights they're taking with them are so, like, you're going for that hero play. You're not playing to the idea of consistency.
I think that Deagles are a specialist kind of weapon. If you can use them well to land one Deagles, then why not put them in effect? I think that actually a Deagle up towards middle, you know, just one Deagle up towards middle might be a bit of it might be quite actually a very strong play if your Deagle player is confident enough in his skills. You know, if you take that first peek and pick in towards that middle area, and if you can manage to land those long range shots, then you can get yourself a very good advantage on what is basically a very small buy. In this case, Sensei were unable to find that. They had themselves about, what, 4 Deagles in that initial buy-up. It left one man on a Deagle to try and find, well, 1 versus 4. He did find 1 Deagle. Of course, the Deagle play is getting better in terms of the meta, but it's still a very risky weapon to use. Maybe 1 or 2 at best during an eco or a quasi or a half buy, but not much more than that. And in this case, Sensei, with a force buy in that last round, it's going to leave him nothing to work with for this one. USPs, P2Ks, rifles, MAC-10s, UMPs. Bomb's going to go down on A site. This is going to be a Binary Dragons, a great Binary Dragons afterplant here. There's not much Sensei can do. 1 versus 5 for Mustang. Deagle in hand. Sick 1 Deags or bust. Will land himself 2. Takes down Joxic. But now they know where he is. And Hunter is hungry for some MAC-10 blood. And he will find it as well. 9-9. Binary Dragons even the score.
Kind of what we want to do after they started to make that kind of comeback happen and make a much more worthwhile scoreline out of things in kind of the latter end of that first half. I already mentioned the stand of just that kind of 5-round stint that was so pivotal to the Binary Dragons side, but if now they've taken 5, they converted up to kind of, you know, you're looking at 6, 7, 8. That's much better for them in terms of kind of just longevity of being able to get these rounds together. Of course, the economy is going to be vastly different on that T side, but even then, they're doing a good job of controlling it. Their first real barrier is now, though. Sensei, they have weaponry. They're looking to take him down. It's going to be a bit of an A push that comes in, but a nice dismantlement coming in from the CT side is Fleave combined with Petito to find themselves 3 picks apiece, denying any sort of presence coming in from Binary Dragons as Nino and Emmy, the last 2 players remaining, both trying to make their peaks work, as a smoke will appear, but not before Nino can sneak in 1 on towards Fleave. It doesn't mean anything. To be blunt here and really argue the point that, to be honest, not all that much. It's still a 4v2. They're still going to be sitting patiently towards ramp, and Sensei, all they're doing is going aggressive. They're trapping them from rotating.
Yeah, I believe Binary Dragons had a great opportunity to rotate back towards the B site and get the bomb down there and set up the afterplant for that site instead, but they actually let that opportunity go. They're actually going to allow Sensei to re-rotate back, and, well, information hasn't been gathered by Mustang. Mustang is going to catch off absolutely nothing, and they're going to assume there's going to be an A site hit, and they'll be 100% right in doing so. 3 players on A site to try and defend now for this push coming in from Binary Dragons. And yeah, the information's going to be caught out now. The jig is up. Nino has to go ahead and try to see what he can find. He's going to find 1, but that is about it for the Binary Dragons side. 10-9, Sensei will just about reclaim their lead here against this T side. And Binary Dragons need to pull something out of the hat if they want to re-survive in this map against Sensei. AWP coming out. AKs, a Tech 9 on Emmy is going to be the main weak player here, but they have got utility. They've got themselves 3 smokes, plenty of flashbangs, 4 Molotovs, a frag grenade. Let's see what they do with this here. I'd like to see an execution from the Binary Dragon site, maybe on towards B site instead of A, because A site hasn't worked out too well for them last time. Either way, mid control will be gathered in towards underpass as well. 1 player is playing close range aggressive for Sensei. Let's see if Barco does get caught off guard. They don't have the info. They're playing pretty passive at top mid. They're just hoping for one of these CTs to make a mistake. It's not going to be. Barco is going to take himself 1, and Joxic comes back with a quick trade. Hunter also challenging, but isn't going to be able to find that final kill. 14 HP on Flea. It's a 4-on-4 as we do approach the minute mark of this round.
So far, pretty good stuff from Binary Dragons. Of course, you know, no matter which site they want to hit towards, having mid is a huge boom for their side that they can play with no matter which destination they want to head towards. That B site, for example, sure, your next best avenue. You want to go to hit towards A, Connector is your new best friend. Especially when you're finding the picks in the way you are. HNT 12 HP, but was able to take the fight and turn it into a man advantage for this T side, which actually is pretty crucial now as the multiple guns short just to deny any sort of peek and always give a feeling of safety to Emmy as he off in a tight little corner and Connector He gets ready for his team to call the push. There's 3 of them. The core setup per se. They're ruling ramp. They're raring to go. Pedal. Hit the floor. One thing they lack is smokes. It's going to be a lot of flashes and a lot of Molotovs. But that is it. It does force Bonito to have to face nice and wide. Also, completely blind. They didn't get the frag. They allow him to reposition. And that's a problem in its own right now. The push is going to forge. Bonito making sweet work of one. But looking to double down for a second, this man does not give up easily. As he finds the second, goes for the third. The CZ now coming out to play. His flash is going to help him out. But Bonito dips and dives around the map, around the boxes most importantly, to lead to an AWP, a defuse. A big win for the Sensei lineup.
It's absolutely huge for them, of course, because now Binary Dragons, I don't know if they didn't get that bomb plant, they would have been on a reset situation, but the economy's still not looking the best thing in the world. 3 players on above 5 grand. No drop potential for them, so it will have to be 3 AKs, a UMP, and a Tech 9. This economy buy-up is getting weaker and weaker for the Binary Dragon side. They need to find something quick. They need to find a solid round against the Sensei side, else they may be going to 3rd map, or they may be trying for a 3rd map, or they may be going 2-0 out of this series and out of the tournament here in our group stage. With Flash taking that first phase, second phase takes down Hunter and Lenti, and now the T side are going to have to execute on towards the B side. They're taking back right there. Barco's still spraying away manically in towards the apps area. He's going to get some serious damage onto Joxic, and he might just get Nino right here. Yes, he can. Yes, he will. The bomb's not going to go down as Mustang comes through, takes himself 2 kills, drops the bomb, and brings a 12th round swiftly to the Sensei side. Binary Dragons, this T side is just not finding anything here.
It really just isn't able to hold it consistently right now. I think that's the problem for me is I don't like looking at teams who start off strong and then argue that that equals consistency, because one of the things that kind of happens with starting off strong is you get those first 3 rounds. And why is that so important? Well, the pistol round really kind of sways how you've done. If you can get the pistol, then you pretty much lock yourself in for a fair few, which kind of was the 3 for all intents and purposes here for the BD side. Now that they're actually facing some real weaponry, the real grit of Sensei, we are seeing a much better fight from the counter-terrorists, and surviving with a whole lot of manpower too. Bear in mind, the 19th they survived with 3, then proceeded with, I think it was a little bit worse for them in the 20th round, but nonetheless, yeah, they saved a fair few people in all these rounds aboard, with 3-4 at minimum for the most part. So, Sensei, not only do they have money, but they're keeping these rounds for the most part fairly clean. This round seems to be a little bit complex for them, and they are going to allow more likely a bomb plot out towards B, but at the same time, Sensei are playing to the round counter. Leave with your peer at a little bit of risk if he gets rushed, which is somewhat of an interesting position that they've put him in, which counteracts the smarts that we tried to imply that Sensei did have, because they know gets the backstab, and now we find ourselves eating our words in a very awkward round. What just happened here? Sensei, we start discussing the idea that you are the consistent side, the force to be reckoned with, and just as you are depicted as the team to inflict your wrath, you screw up like that against pistols? Those rounds are not acceptable losses at all.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I would argue the point of this is Counter-Strike. Sometimes you win rounds, sometimes you lose them, and sometimes you really dip in form. But like you said, you know, Sensei really can't afford to falter at this point. You know, they're definitely on the back foot, even though they are in the lead in this map. The next one's going to be Binary Dragon's pick, and after that, Train, another Binary Dragon strong map. So there is a lot on the line here for Sensei. We need to start off by winning this map. It's going to be a myriad of map control from the Binary Dragon's side. Hunter up in to the middle area, taking that first pick. Or that Mustang will get that one just onto Joxic before he does get started. 4 versus 4 immediately will ensue within the first minute of the round. And now the CT aggression is really starting to try and make it work. And actually, Fleeve and Flash will get themselves 2 nice picks. It's now down to Hunter and Letney. Last 2 alive. Bomb's been dropped. The CTs are going to get this information. Letney's going to see if he can try and land this close one dig. We'll find it eventually. AWP in his hands meanwhile. And Hunter's got himself some good angles on the A site. We'll take down Barcode. It's a 2 versus 2. 5 HP on Fleeve. They've got to go get a bomb though. And Badito could really put a thorn in their side. Indeed, he will. Hunter now a 1 versus 2. They know where he is. They have the information. And now they've got to lock him down. They only have to survive for 35 more seconds. And Hunter has to take both of these picks. He's got to find Fleeve. He's got to find Badito. Fleeve will be the easy man to go down in the AWP. Well, that can't take a close range fight. So Hunter's current position is very, very good. Just hold down the trigger discipline. If you spot him out, takes down Badito, spots him out, looking for Fleeve, but Fleeve lands the head. And he will take the round away from Binary Dragons. A 13-10 scoreline favor of Sensei. Binary Dragons look to try and reinvest one more time in this next round.
I guess it's kind of coming back to haunt Sensei now, but the fact that, you know, BD can rebay here, it's usually not what you'd expect to see, but it is just off the back of the rounds they were able to snuck in at those kind of impactful moments of ecos and the like. And you have to also consider, look at Sensei, they've got a P19 and Mag 7 in play. So the team you actually favor in terms of weaponry, even though Sensei won that previous round, still favor this T side. Emmy as well, with that frag, accelerates that by getting a man advantage on the board. The flash will come out for the spot with the P90, which will lead to a rewarding pick to bring it 4 for 4. But that's besides the point. That push is still coming out on A. The rotates have got to come in thick and fast.
Still got Mustang holding out towards middle, and the smokes are out to kind of block him off. So Binary Dragons still have themselves a good advantage here, but Sensei going to set themselves up for what might be a very good retake. Actually, if Padito could take this to defuse or take this bomb plant, then that would be great for them. It might just deny them a few extra seconds, but Hunter peeks out with the Tech 9, takes him down, looking for a second nose. That flashes there, and he will find the head very nicely. It's Fleeve and Mustang in a 2 versus 4, both out towards jungle and Connector. And they both need to find some serious shots here as Hunter's closing in the gap to try to set up the back to with the AWP from Fleeve that picks up one, and Mustang gets another one back. So now it's all Nino and Joxic. Last 2 alive, bombs ticking, defuse kit in hand, but Sensei have lost their nerve and they're going to back off instead. They're not going to try for this retake. The time is up. And they will give a round away to the Binary Dragons, who are still going to be playing catch up. Still plenty of work for them to do though. They're 11-13. 2 rounds to go. Although this might be their opening. Sensei, economy, not looking good. The AWP and the M4 should be the only things they have to work with in this next round.
Back and forth, left and right, up and down. All different ways of describing how this game is going to go. A tug of war in the making between Binary Dragons and Sensei. The 22nd right through to the 24th into the 25th that we currently sit upon. Go in different directions. Binary Dragons looking here to get themselves a flourishing A execute down on towards this site. Expecting a smoke on stairs, jungle, and CT, as well as one on towards site if they so choose. All fairly standard. It's your 3-piece, your 4-piece. It's many a different way you can extend or modify this execute, as it seems to be fairly well done. No smoke is missed. No peek is being taken. Joxic will get himself the entry on towards Fleeve, predicting that CT shot. Means H&T can get himself up the stairs, play with a bit of confidence. That's going to lead him to not only one, but a trade to back in for Badito. But even then, the information that 2 players are coming from Connector, and the predictability of a third as well, is pretty much nigh on a given. They're already backing away. Sensei, 13-11, giving the window to Binary Dragons to bring this one back.
Yeah, I think they're trying to cut their losses before Binary Dragons manage to make this comeback spiral out of control. I mean, their investment into these rounds have been thick and huge, and they kind of want to save as much as they can. They've lost an AWP already, so that's huge investment loss for the Sensei side. And when you take a look at the current standing of the economy, 2 rounds of loss bonus when you've just force sport, it's not going to be enough to be able to get yourself a good buy on the board. Yes, you can force buy. You get yourself out a couple of UMPs maybe and SMGs to try and play with in the next round, but it's still going to mean that you're up against AWP and 4 AKs from the Binary Dragon side. There's still a lot that Sensei have to combat against, and as a result, you know, these rounds are going to start slipping and sliding further and further away. They're giving them the opportunity on the Binary Dragon side. So 13-12, UMP and M4 recover from the last round. P250 and USPs available for the Sensei side, and they're going to have to use this aggression as best as they can to try and see if they can shut down Binary Dragons. Flash and Mustang have a good opportunity to set up a backstab against the Binary Dragon side, but once again, BD taking their aggression and using it to great effect. Total mid-control. Plenty of opportunities to go towards Connector. They've got Nino holding out that angle. Didn't spot Fleeve. They've also got the push up towards short area. Fleeve is trying to get you information off. Will spam his way on through, trying to look for a lucky headshot, but it's just not going to come out anyway. Minute to go. There's Joxic first pick. Barco's down to 16 HP. Will get taken down by Emmy meanwhile. And the bomb will go down on site. The retake will be on for the CTs, but it's just undoable for them. A M4 and a UMP to be working with for the Sensei side. Will they go for it? They should have enough money for a rebuy in this next round, so they could just go for it and still be all right for the buyback, but maybe it might be best to save for them. We'll see what they do. They're actually going to go in towards the boost spot, and Binary Dragons are going to leave this one all alone. It will be Joxic actually taking the challenge on towards Flash, who will get traded out by Hunter. And that's all Mustang, a 1 versus 3 situation. We'll take down the first. He'll get spotted out towards Connector. And Letney will take him out of the action with a nice one-tap headshot. 13-13. Favor of nobody at this point. Sensei going to have their lead evened up against the Binary Dragon side. Buybacks now. 4 M4s, no AWP. And Sensei to keep their lead and potentially keep themselves in this match, in this map here. This round here is going to be so crucial for the CTs.
Honestly, I think I give the lead to Binary Dragons right now. They seem to be able to just make it happen. That's what you need in Counter-Strike when you're in these situations. You just got to be able to get the rounds on the board. They seem to have the perfect answer as well, which really kind of connects to that statement quite nicely. In terms of just the way that Sensei want to play their city side out. Willy-nilly aggression on short, just easily punished. Putting a player up in towards that smoke Mustang, no idea. Literally on top of him. H&T will mop him up, takes him down just another 5 versus 3. Barely got into the round. The A side already taken. During the CT side refused to even acknowledge they should push up closer and closer. CT, a fight to be forged there. H&T gonna win that one too. Well, you've got to peek out and at least get himself the bare minimum. But that's just information that this T side have paid for. Sometimes you have to cough up to get yourself a reward. They bought in, now they're looking to cash out. All it takes is a simple pick from an AWP, a simple plant. Joxic himself. There is no one there to deny him. It's beginning to look easy for Binary Dragons. They seem to have to know the exact playbook that Sensei are playing and how to respond with it.
Flash and Flea will still trust if they can set up the retake. No defeats get on their side. Joxic's going to take down one. Flash in the second. Sprays down the third. And now he's got Joxic to worry about. 52 HP on him. He's going to have to tap this bomb. Actually, Joxic has to go aggressive. And look at this. Flash can stick this if he wanted to. I think he might have a good chance. He peeks out, takes the headshot, but he hasn't got enough time. Will do damage to the BD side, but isn't going to be able to find that 14th round that Sensei really desperate need at this point. Save the AWP, walk away with your 4K. And hopefully the 4th buy can work out for Sensei. And I think they need to make this 4th buy work out. Otherwise, they're going to have to play for overtime. Let's see what they go for. It will be the 4th buy. UMPs, M4s, Deagles. FAMAS was dropped in that mix somewhere. Because the AWP saved from the last round on Flea versus Binary Dragons, who got themselves a full buy for days. Once again, in towards that apps area, mid-control will be gathered. Passive mid-control with the smoke covering off the cross from the sniper nest. And the T-Side will once again look to see if they can close this one out. This could be Binary Dragons taking the first map in our series. 14-13 is our scoreline. And it is to the favour of a T-Side.
Well, that's shocking, but finally a pause is to be called. That seems to be the highlight of this round already for me. The fact that Sensei have decided, hold on a second, let's just halt the clock. Let's just take a minute to breathe. Flash and Flea both combine and get themselves 2 beautiful crafted peaks. And get themselves frags of peaks as well. You know, instantaneous trade though to punish on towards Barcode does bring it back to a more fightable point. And Dragons, they're pushing out on towards this A site with 2 players still nested in these angles to try and deal with them. Molotov goes out towards taking the ball, just trying to deny any sort of peaks that do come in. An AWP shot comes out from Joxic, somehow still standing, gets a second as well. Joxic, a masterclass in how to hip fire with an EWP. People coming from CT, Nino gonna begin to support. Finds himself just another, leaving Flash all alone. 19 HP. Kevlar. And a pistol.
In connector, what does he do in this in this situation? Does he go challenging or does he save the M4? Because Sensei, they're not going to have a whole lot to work with for what could potentially be their last round. It's not going to happen. Will peek out, doesn't even look the right way, and Joxic will take him down. A pause coming through. This is a tech pause, actually. I should actually add. Flakes, I know you were talking about how this could be a chance for Sensei to really slow things down, but sadly it's not. It's just a technical pause from the Sensei side. But yeah, I'm with you on there. I'm with you there. Sensei are 2 rounds away from overtime. Binary Dragons are 1 round away from taking this one and looking for that simple 2-0. And Barcode now will shut down the first with a mag at 7. At least they'll get themselves the man advantage, but he's traded so quickly because Emmy is there to catch him off guard. 4 versus 4. And Sensei are looking flustered. They've got A site mostly locked out. 1 player in jungle. We're going to rotate, see if we can take back mid control. But Binary Dragons, they have lots of map control. They have themselves good positions on the Sensei side, playing for picks, playing against the aggression of the Sensei side. And, well, Flea will give it to them, not exactly in the right kind of angle. You know, might have to look for information in Palace in a little bit. But minute to go. Bomb's going to get picked up by Emmy. And Fleeve, once again, slowly pushing out. I think he did spot him out there. We'll take the challenge. We'll actually take the spray down and we'll take down Emmy. But now Nino's there to watch. Our flashbang will keep him at bay. They've got themselves the man advantage back once again here. 40 seconds for Binary Dragons to make a move. It looks like it's going to be an ace site hit. 1 player in Palace will take down Fleeve. 2 out towards Connector. We'll look for whatever they can in terms of a kill. Letney's going to take down Mustang. The bomb has been picked up. It's a 2 versus 3. It favors Binary Dragons. And now they will hit the A site. They've got control of the A site. And the retake has to come in from Sensei, regardless whether the bomb goes down or not. Letney with a 1 tap. Badito comes round, but now it's a 2 versus 1. Last man alive. We'll still take the spray down. Now it's up to Joxic, seeing if he can land the Tech 9 sprays. 10 seconds for him. Gotta land 1 single shot. 1 HP for Badito. Gotta land this 1 spray. It's not gonna happen. 16-13. Binary Dragons claim map 1 in what could be a very easy 2-0.